Oh my goodness, okay, we're back. And hello! Welcome to the stream, already in there. We are about to get going on a new project here. And I'm pretty excited for it. I don't have a ton of time, but I think I got at least an hour or two to start, and then I'll be taking off for a little bit and coming back to stream again. But, yeah. What about the last project? Oh yeah, just taking a little break from it. I've been working on it in my own time. In fact, here, you know what? I'll show you what the progress I've made so far. We've got so many projects going on, I just need a break. Oh my goodness. And I've been putting a lot of hours. I think I come back and do at least 3 hours of development a day after work, and my brain is fried, so I wanted to try something else out. But let's just take a look at the Crystalis project so far, since this has been the biggest one. So let's just take a look at that as soon as it compiles. Come on. It's probably because I have 3 versions of Blender open. So you'll see that one of the things that I spent the most time on was getting the animations to work for my game. So I got my little character doing an idle animation, and now we can walk around. And it blends between the animations. This took so long to get figured out. But turns out there is a patch for the animation system for Armory, which helped out a ton, because the traditional, just the regular animation nodes don't really allow you to change much. So I made it so when you go out of town, your character now can draw a sword. I need to make an animation for the draw, and I also need to make a transition animation. But you go from in town where your sword is sheathed to out of town where you can now go and fight. Still need to add the attack animations. If you walk through the bushes too, you slow down. So you can't walk fast. And this is actually in the original game too. You slow down in the tall bushes. Then we can walk around. And yeah, that's been the biggest amount of progress I've made so far. And I still have quite a bit of work to do. Mostly just animations right now, getting everything polished. And then I need to start on abilities. So that's kind of what's going on with this project. And I also have it set so you can go inside this little house. I still need to make a transition, and I want to do a walk animation. So when you walk out, your character will kind of take a few steps, and then the character can take over again. Kind of Zelda style. But that's kind of what's going on. I also need to make kind of a fade transition for it. Alrighty. So that project I'm going to put on hold for probably a day or two while I work on this other project. I also want to work on UPBGE 4.3. There's a more recent logic node update, which adds a lot more stuff, and I want to try those out. So that's also another reason I want to take a break from that project. So let me just close this, and I was just making this little character here. Obviously, it's Minecraft. I'm going to try to make a little block game for this test, since it should be pretty simple. I just quickly this morning made this little rig, and I think it's pretty cool. So I made it so it's going to be kind of Minecraft, but the legs move very similar to how you would see in like the Minecraft animated videos. That Minecraft actually, they're official videos. So that was kind of the style I'm going for. In fact, I could probably pull up a reference, but I'm sure everybody's seen it who's into Minecraft. But I'm pretty proud of this little rig, and I'm probably going to spend today animating this character. I also need to finish texturing. You can see that the textures are not quite done right. So I need to do a little bit of UV mapping. But yeah, that's kind of what's on the agenda for this morning, is doing this. Let me show you also what kind of new nodes we're going to run into. Let me make a new window here. We'll just say Logic Node Editor. And I'll just make a test one for now, and we'll change it later. This will probably be the player script. But we got a bunch of new nodes. Starting with the UI nodes got a huge update. If I had a canvas, you can now preview the nodes as you make them, which is really cool. So hopefully we can actually make some UI stuff. We also have, it sounds like, perhaps, let me go into here. Can I dynamic paint? Oh, didn't realize you can use interactive dynamic paint now. That's cool. What else do we got? We got some VR settings, got some light settings, rigid body, audio. Alrighty. That's kind of what's going on here. I also kind of want to try out doing maybe more interactive thing where you guys can make some suggestions. Maybe we'll make a suggestion game as well. If you guys want to do that this evening, then we can do that. So, alrighty. I think for now, I'm just going to... Yo, welcome to the stream. Working on a new project. We may work... I don't know. I'm kind of just tired today, but... Have you been? I've been doing good. It's been busy. My new job is pretty wild. Got to wake up at like 4 a.m. So I'm still recovering from getting used to that. But yeah, other than that, everything's been good. Okay, I'm actually going to change these bones to a different type. What job? I work in it's kind of a factory job. I make parts. Very simple. I just need something to pay the bills while I'm doing stuff. Because there for a while I wasn't making any money. So I needed to I needed to pay some bills. So I'll probably do that for a while. That's also why I've been having to put off some of the streams. I just don't have the energy. Like, by the time I get home, I'm totally destroyed. Decided to pay a visit today. Yeah. I want to do more streams. I want to work on more projects, but I do get super tired and I just don't have the energy. But I do want to get back into it and try to be more consistent. Especially since I'm not putting out as many YouTube videos. And I'm kind of sad about that too. I thought YouTube was your job. No. I don't quite make enough views off of YouTube to make it a job. I do like YouTube and I love making videos, but they're just not as successful to do that. I think to make enough money to survive, I'd probably have to make like 20 to 40K views a video, and that's just not happening. Yeah. I collected the accessories to the factory and loaded them. Oh, I collected the accessories at the factory and loaded them. Yeah, so that's kind of what I do too. I do milling. I do like mills. So I'm milling metal and stuff like that, making parts. And I actually like it quite a bit. It's not too bad. It's a lot of work with your hands, and it's kind of what I'm good at. But it's also probably one of the it's weird. Like you think of factory work as like really bad or like not very fun. But out of all the jobs I've had over the years, I feel like this factory job has been the easiest to do. Like, you just show up, you do your thing, and then you leave. And it's like there's not really any expectations as long as you get your work done. So, as far as stress goes, it's probably the least stressful job I've had. Blender is a hobby for me. Love it very much. Same for me. I love it a lot. I love using it. I love making stuff. I should make a second window, so maybe like where I'm a little bit bigger here, and then also the project. I might do that next time. So yeah. I also want to try doing more animation. Like, the thing about animation is it is so time consuming, and it's like, I don't know if it's not really good for streams since it's very tedious to animate. But I want to do more of it. So hopefully I can make some cool stuff with that. And I think that's why I also want to do this. So the job pays the bills and Blender game engine is a hobby. Gotcha. Yeah. If I can make the Blender game engine an actual job, that would be amazing. I just don't know how to do it yet. Other than like, maybe I just need to focus on making a game. And if that's the case, maybe I should just like go all in on this Crystalis project, because maybe it could actually net some revenue. And then hope not to get sued by giant companies. Maybe I should also try doing I don't know. For me, it's tough. I love making games, and I have, how are you? Doing good. Yeah, doing good. I feel like I have the skills to work on a project, especially if it's in like one of these engines. I could probably get by if it's in Unity or something too, but I feel like I'm lacking. I lack some of the organization and production side of things. I believe it's not about making, but about finding the people who you're looking for. Yeah, I think that's going to be part of it. I think I need to, if I'm going to make a game, I'm going to have to find a team. Maybe you should sell your games on Steam Store, or making Android games by monetize on Google Play. Yeah, so if I'm going to do Android games and I want to use this, I definitely do like Armory, because you can do that. And it's probably the way to go, honestly. Like getting started, mobile games are probably what you want to start with, just because the barrier to entry is a lot lower than trying to make a PC game. You just gotta make something that's fun and people want to download for like 5 minutes. That's kind of the marketing. That's kind of the thing about mobile games, is you're not making games for people to download and play for a long time. It's more like 5-minute games. I think Kickstarter would be a good help. Yeah. I don't know if I have the volume to make it work though. And if I did a Kickstarter, I'd want a project that is actually going to come to fruition. And I don't want to just take people's money. Like, that's just not my thing. I meant making content that people will want to search or watch. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. So here's the deal. As far as YouTube goes and making YouTube videos, you've probably noticed it, some of my newer videos, I'm trying to branch out. Still using this engine, but branching out into different content. But when I think about, can I approve it, but will I try? Yeah. I think for me, if I'm going to make stuff, to be completely honest, UPBGE content just is not going to ever probably explode as far as views go. Like, it's a niche market. It's very small. There's a dedicated community, but as far as the people that actually watch it. So that means I probably either, like, I could still use it, but I need to diversify my content a little bit. Is there anything new in the UPBGE 4.3? Yes, there is some new stuff. And it's something I'm going to this is probably going to be one of my newer videos I make, is going to be going over it, because there is updates to the UI logic nodes. We got some updates we got this network stuff. We got portals, which are pretty cool. I got to figure out what those do. Mostly I need to go through and actually use these nodes and build up figure out a video and kind of how to explain it. We got some, I saw something else too. Do we have anything new here? Collection visibility, remove overlay collection. I don't know if there's anything new with the collections. I wish these would get updated. We can set scenes. You could do that before. So I'm going to have to go through and figure out which ones are the bet, or which ones actually do new stuff. I did see something cool though, wherever I found it. I can't even remember. I saw a node for setting colors and transparent. Like, you can actually set alphas, so that means you could make particles and stuff fade out, which would be cool, or make objects fade out instead of just deleting them. Try watching at Jack Sather, Lixon TV. They can give you some ideas. Yes, and both of them are really good. Yeah. I watch a lot of them. This is where I realize that I'm actually not that good at making content. I struggle so hard. I have a notebook over here that is just filled with notes and like different video ideas that I just haven't done. And I think what really gets me is the editing. Like, I hate video editing. I used to love it. It used to be like, I was like, oh, I want to be a video editor, because I did it for so many years, and then I realized I am just not good at editing. It's just not my, like, I could probably make something decent, but I just don't have the skills for that. So I maybe down the road I might have to find a editor, because that's where I get stuck, is in the editing. Yeah, I love recording. I love talking. I love doing stuff. welcome to the stream. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to hire somebody to edit for me. Once I get some money saved up, maybe I'll be able to try finding an editor. And maybe I'll try some stuff like that. Because at the moment, I don't think I could pay somebody. I guess I could try paying per video, but it gets expensive, and then I don't have a way to make the money back. But specific to car stuff, yeah. I think everybody, yeah. I need to figure out a style, because I kind of struggled with finding kind of my own style for videos. Like, I'd see some editing tricks in some other videos, and I'd try them out. So my videos were kind of just a hodgepodge of different video editing techniques. You can make money with Blender, for example, on Blender Market, selling 3D models and add-ons, materials, and so on. I've thought about doing it. I have a few asset things that I've built in the past, and I wanted to sit down. Again, it's time consuming. It takes a lot of time. One thing I wanted to try is doing the low poly pixel style, kind of like my Crystalis game, where it's really low poly but kind of a pixel art style. And I wanted to try doing that with some like bushes, some trees and stuff like that. Maybe making like an entire stylized pack using that style. And I think that could do pretty well. But then again, I gotta sit down, do pixel art, and then I gotta 3D model it. Time is the thing. So yeah. Okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do today? Because I don't know if anybody's gonna want to sit here and watch me animate this. Maybe I'll just start doing this until some ideas come through. Because I am not in the creative space today. But I can do some animating. I need to do a walk cycle, idle. We'll probably do some attacks. I also want to do some effects. Like from the 19s. Oh, like in the 1900s? Could you explain that a little bit more? I don't quite understand what you mean. The 19s. But I do need range and UPBGE guides since I am not interested in making games. Maybe I don't need to go as far away from them. 1990s? Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean like old what's the word I'm trying to... I guess what comes to mind is like PS1 graphics, or like those old like Silent Hill kind of stuff. Speaking of Silent Hill, that was another thing I wanted to check out. So I was actually sent a video, and I'll probably show you guys here. This is pretty cool. This is actually something I wanted to talk about on stream. This is weird. What's going on? Let me fix my browser. Come on. Okay, things are broken. Everything's broken. Retro style, yes. Yeah, from Linkstyle. Oh, okay. So this is one thing I wanted to talk about. Why? Oh my goodness, Windows is cracking out right now, and I'm not liking it. Why is this video just in a weird resolution? What's going on here? Why does it feel squished? I guess that's just how it is. So one thing, I was sent this video, and what I wanted to talk about is Silent Hill. The cameras in Silent Hill are one of those things that people have been trying to recreate for a long time. And this guy, Rob Martins, has built a little program, and he kind of goes through the entire level of Silent Hill, showing everything from triggers, collisions, and also the cameras and how the cameras kind of activate. And what's interesting is the level is just full of triggers. So every time the player walks through a level part, the character runs through basically just a volume, like a cube, and then triggers a camera, and that's how the cameras switched in the game. And it's pretty cool. In fact, maybe we'll go through and watch this. It's 18 minutes. It might be a little bit too long to watch on a stream, but as you can see, all these bounding boxes here are kind of all triggers, and this little box right here is a trigger. So as the player walks through the map, it would load another chunk of the map, which is really awesome. And then the cameras, in fact, you can kind of see it here. They have some really crazy stuff. When the player collides with one of these triggers, it would actually change the camera to a different camera. So basically, Silent Hill was just built off of all these cameras. Had like 100 cameras in one scene, and it would just switch between them. So I kind of wanted to try doing something like that today. I'm actually going to save this project. Are you already learning Python, my friend? No, I hate Python. Python is nightmare fuel for me. Something about it, and I have used other languages. I've used GDScript, I've used C#, even hacks for Armory. Something about Python I just can't wrap my head around. I know Python is easy, but it's just like there's something wrong with me. I just cannot do it. It's the most frustrating thing I've ever had to use. And the problem is like trying to script in Blender. Blender has like the little text editor you can use. Like you can go into scripting and you got this stuff, there's a console you can use, and then you have your script and you can just like add a new script and then type in here, right? So the only problem is I need IntelliSense. I cannot live without IntelliSense when I'm scripting, and this does not offer that to my knowledge. So I can't, and I don't know. Importing stuff is I don't know. I just can't. But GDScript is basically a simplified version of Python. Yes, it's like Python, but it's closer. I don't know. It's like Python and C# had a child, and it took like the things that I like about Python, like not having the semicolons. JavaScript is a nightmare. I agree that too. I don't like JavaScript either. But I would use JavaScript over Python. It's just how my brain works. It's also maybe, I don't know, GDScript also uses the tabs, but I don't know, I can't, making blocks of Python script just hurts my head. So I probably won't be learning Python, that's why I use the logic nodes. If I thought Python was a viable thing for me, I'd probably use that more, because I think there's a lot of things that are actually easier to script. I like just from using Unity and using C#, I've learned that some things where you have a logic node thing that's like this, you can actually just write it in like a script like that. So yeah, I almost just wish that it was a different language, but what are you gonna do? I also know a lot of people love Python. It's just not my thing. And that's why I have these. So, let's actually just get a character kind of moving around. I might as well get that going. We'll add in a plane here. And let's just make us a little runaround area. and we'll just make a new material. Can you make an armory tutorial? So I would like to. I'm not quite as fluent in armory as I should be. Like, I'm not as good as I would want to be for making tutorials. Because even just asking for help, and then I've learned that some of the things I was doing was not efficient. I don't quite understand how some of the loops and logic works. So I want to work on it a little bit more before I make a tutorial. But what I could probably do is make maybe a first-person controller tutorial, how to set properties, because there's two ways to set properties in Armory. You have properties that just are basically in the script alone, and then you also can use object properties for different things. So I do need to. Eventually I'm going to have to, because I'm using it so much more now. Also, I've learned that there's a lot of people out there that know a lot more about these engines than I do, and at some point maybe it'd be cool to do a. Hey, look, is there a way to access the array modifier to make health bars like Batman Arkham? I don't know, because it's a modifier. I don't know if you can use modifiers or edit them directly inside of the engine. Yeah, because I don't think there's a way to access it properly. I see what you mean. I was upset when I got. Okay, let me start again. I'm bad at reading. You'll have to excuse my reading. I see what you mean. I was upset when I got to know UPBGE cannot export to Android, so I wanted to switch to Armory. Yes, it is very unfortunate. I hope someday. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it ever will go outside of the kind of desktop applications because I think you can export to Linux and OS as well, Apple OS. That would be awesome and make health bars so much easier. Yeah, like I've done Zelda style health bars, but it's kind of a pain. You end up having to make like a pseudo array and then use that. What would be? I almost wonder if you could make something. I don't know. Because it's kind of tough. It seems like I've tried to do this in a couple of engines, like Godot and Unity, for example. They all do the same thing. You basically have to make objects, and then you make an array out of those objects. So that you're still making objects for it. I don't know if there's a way just to code it. What you might be able to do is draw it using the UI nodes, and then I don't know if you could add them, though, dynamically. There is a Blender player for Android, as I know. I have heard of it. There are some videos that I have seen for the Blender Android player. I have no idea how to get it, though, or how to use it. They claim it's working. That's what the dev said. Oh, man, things are moving fast. Can you can't manipulate keys? When I learned, maybe, I don't know. I have to try that out in a second. When I learned a little Python, I remember that finding examples to learn was very difficult. I think I know UPBGE and Range Engine community is more active. I've used the text objects with the font that I've characters to make Zelda style health bar. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, that would actually probably work. If you just got you could probably even make a custom font too and do the same thing with items and stuff like that. That's a great idea because you can dynamically change the text. So that would probably be the best way to do it. Like that dot on the side can be keyed. Yeah, let's just try something really quick. I'm actually kind of curious. I'm just going to add in a cube here. Let's just add a modifier. and do an array modifier. And we'll kind of, let's see. There we go. We'll move it over a little bit. Let's just try and, because you can key this, but I don't. So if I go 1, and then we'll just go to the next frame, and we'll make that 2. Then we'll make that 3. Oops. There we go. And we'll do one more just for fun. And we'll key that. So that's what we got going on there. Let's see if you can actually use it as an animation. So if I just add a play animation. Wow, that was epic. Play animation. Let's see if it pops up. Oh, cube action. Let's see if it actually works. I'm just going to select this cube. And let's just apply this to that. And we'll just say on update. Guys, I cannot spell today. On update. There we go. And then let's just put it on, yeah. Oh wait, no, on int, because we'll just play it. What's wrong with my brain today? Okay, then we got 4 frames, so we'll just play it 4 frames. Just set it to loop and a speed of like 0.1. So it goes a little bit slower. So let's see what happens. It works! Yes, you can use arrays to probably make your health bar by just animating it. What a cool thing. I can't believe that actually works. So to answer your question, there you go. I wonder what other uses you could use that for. That's pretty cool, because that means you could probably also animate the factors and make them change as well. So if I went to like frame 3 and just moved them up and then added a keyframe, and then I would go to 0 again, set that back to 0, add a keyframe. There you go. I knew it would. I watched your tutorials and was like, there should be a better way. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about it. In fact, I guess it makes sense. Pretty much anything that can be animated in UPBGE can be used in the game engine. I just didn't know that would actually... It makes me wonder what other modifiers would work in the game engine. Like, what else could you do? So if I added another... Let's do a generate. And then let's do... like a... what would be a good one? Maybe a subdivision surface? Let's try that out. You can animate this as well. So could I theoretically add a keyframe? What frame? Okay, we'll go to 1. We'll do that, make it a little bit smoother. And then go to frame 3. Do one more. It's getting pretty heavy. Thank you, yeah. I like that. This is what I love about this. We can learn together. So I can choose the same action. And we have... We'll do 5 frames. So if I press play, I don't know, maybe it won't work. I don't know if this modifier will work. Can I set this back to, oh, I need to actually go back to the beginning. Well, don't know if that one will work, but it looks like some of the modifiers might work if you animate them. So that's cool. Anyways, let's delete that for now. Delete that cube. Let's make this character actually, let's make a hitbox here so we can actually walk around. Delete the old animations. Oh yeah, I might need to do that. Let's try that really quick. Just curiosity. Delete keyframes. Add a modifier. Let's do a subdivision surface. We'll go start at 0. Add a keyframe. Go one more frame. Add a keyframe. Do that again. Frame 2, or number 2 there. And then we'll do one more in frame 3. And one more subdivision. There we go. Now it pops up. The true power of UPBGE, to be honest. What works in Blender works in the game for most stuff. Yes, and I can't say that for Armory. Like Armory, there's a lot of things in Blender that you just can't use in the game engine. So this is one thing that I would say that it does have on some of the others. Let's see if this actually works. Hey, look at that. That's cool. So you can make some stuff smoother in the game. There's probably a lot of use cases for some of this stuff. It'd be interesting to see what else you could do. How about the deforms? Could I theoretically... I could probably theoretically change some of these. And there are geometry nodes. I know you can use some of those. Armory's used its own renderer. Yeah, which also helps. Like there's due to that fact, it does have some advantages since it's using its own renderer. There's a lot of render options because of that. I wonder if you could also use a mask. I wonder what you could do with that. Remesh. Could you change this into voxels? Huh. So if I do that, and then we'll just go to like frame 20. We'll just change it into some voxels here. And then we'll just change it to that new animation. Will that work? I don't know if it will. Ah, man, I got some mosquitoes in my room. What in the world? Test soft body, but I don't blow up your PC. Yeah, I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if that would actually work. Plus, I'd have to subdivide. So we'll try not to blow anything up. But I'd say that's a great proof of concept. We might even try doing that for the health bar. Since I am trying to do block game, might as well do a health bar style thing. So let's add this little hitbox here and actually make it so the player can walk around. And something I might do, I'll probably do a general hitbox just for general collisions. And then there's something I really want to do, and it's something I've been thinking about. So I might try to do a, how do I want to say this? I want to make a game where you, like kind of a looter shooter, but with Minecraft stuff. And then it's going to be like but also it'd be like a top-down game. Since that's my style. But maybe I'll try doing a style similar, because there's like Minecraft Dungeons, that game that came out. But that's more of like a Diablo style system, whereas mine I just want to do, I guess it's about the same. But I also want to add in a bunch of effects and attacks and different abilities. I'm using UPBGE 4.3 alpha. Can I, in trying to get the logic nodes, but it does not appear for me when am I missing something? So I did run into this, and there is a special way to do it that I found out. It doesn't just work immediately. So you need to, for 4.3, if you're trying to get the new... Oh, wait a minute. I promised a lot of things that I never... I need to stop making promises, because it turns out that I forget about them. It's interesting. I literally downloaded 4.3 for this video. We'll do I have a dialogue system in the works too. Don't worry. I did actually make it. I just didn't make a video on it. In fact, I was going to make a video, but I just never got around to it. So when I downloaded 4.3 for UPBGE, I did automatically get logic in it. I do know that there's... but you can also update it. So I have the new updated NetLogic too. So I'm on version 4.0 for my NetLogic. And to add this, you need to go in... You actually need to... it takes a little bit of technical knowledge. If you have it, you get your NetLogic, then you're going to delete the old NetLogic, drop the new one, drop the new one in there, and replace the old one. Then you need to, as a zip folder, then you need to go into the add-ons and install it from inside of where you put the new net logic. And that's how you do it. I don't know if I could show it. It took me like 20 minutes to figure it out. And I had help. Also, if you have questions, look for the UPBGE Discord, the official Discord. You can find a lot of help on there. What I hate the most is switching between UPBGE versions. Some logic nodes don't work. This is a lot of work when you have... Yeah. So if you're making a project, I would definitely either stick to the version that you make it in, or, I mean, you can go through and try to update. I don't know if there's a way to get around that. I know in UPBGE server I had it there. Yeah, and there's instructions and all sorts of stuff in there. And people are willing to help. So I definitely recommend checking that out. What was I doing? I have already forgotten what I was trying to do. I need to delete this. We'll call this player. So we'll just make this our player script. And I need to apply this to that. Make this invisible. Oop, make this invisible. Wow, I'm just clicking all the wrong things. If your game is half done, just finish it in the current version. Yeah, that I would, yeah. the hitbox, yes, I need to make the hitbox. Yeah, if you're making a game, just do it in the version. So many studios, oh, new shiny engine. Right? Yeah, redo everything. And then they wonder why their games are $100 million or more. Because they keep rebuilding the game. It's too expensive to just keep rebuilding. Okay, I need to make this a... Probably just use the character. We may change it. Maybe it's very static. I don't think I'm gonna... I think it'll be okay since I'm just doing some basic stuff. And I just need like 45-degree angle. That'll be fine. And let's just make sure that the collisions are turned off of this. And also, okay, that's good. If I press play, it should... Yep. Good to go. Then I'll just parent this rig to my hitbox. We call this Star Citizen syndrome. Yeah. Did they redo their... I'm pretty sure Star Citizen is still using their Star engine or whatever they call it. Their own proprietary engine that for some reason the physics are all messed up on and you die when you're in elevators. Collision bound capsule for better physics. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really use the capsule option. I've always run into issues with it. Let me see. Also, is there a way to see... I know there was before. Let me just set the scale. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that should be fine. I guess we will use it. Now, which direction am I facing? We're facing the Y direction, so that looks good. Let's just make a quick... whoops. We'll do keyboard key. This is different. And we're going to do down, and I want to do W, A. Oh, wait, I forget. I need to do this W, S, and A, and D, like so. Let's add our math nodes in here. Just make our very basic character walk around. And make sure that this is on subtract. Whoa, that seems like a lot more. I don't remember all these. A lot of math options you can use too. So I'm going to duplicate this. Then I need a combine, or I guess, what's it called? Vector? Yeah, there we go. Nope, that's different. Vector combine XYZ? Oh, I guess that's what it is. So we need the X and the Y. These are going to go in here. Very splendid. Then I need a vector math. Like so. Something I'd be interested to know, is there a way to use delta time for movement? Just to keep it consistent? Because there are a lot of things in UPBGE that if someone drops frames, their physics will get broken. But I don't know. just to make the speed a little bit more consistent, even on lower NPCs. That might be a good thing to add, if I could ever figure it out. So now I need to figure out a speed, and this needs to be on multiply. So let's do like 0.2. And then I need to add in a walk node. I know a lot of people don't like the walk node, but I'm going to use it anyways. So we're just going to do that. Oh, this vector math also needs to go in between here, and I need to make this a normalize. Where are you? There you are. So we'll normalize it, then we will multiply it, and then we want to do this on a keyboard active, like that. Blammo. So that'll be a lot better. And we'll do it, we'll walk on the local axis, that'll be fine, and we'll just select ourself. So theoretically, we should already have a character moving. Hey, look at that. Nice and easy. So, that's that. Okay. So now that we can actually move around, let's just put this in its own box. So Control J, call this movement. There we go. Now that we got a character moving around. So this is gonna be a top-down game. So maybe I will already set up the camera here. Oh. Cursor to selected, and then I actually need to select my camera. Come on. And then we'll bring that up. Okay, let's see. Is there anything new in the UI nodes, or is it all the same? Nope, there is stuff that's new. I still need to figure out how to use it. I think there might be some... Is that different? No. Something that is new is if you add a canvas node, and you can automatically start it on int, so on initialize, you can do a preview as well. So you can add a UI node and preview it apparently in the viewport. I think UPBGE does not have delta time. Range Engine does, at least I think so. I think UPBGE also might, like I'm not 100% on it, but I think UPBGE might have delta time. Because we do have, in fact, let's just search delta. Yeah, we have delta factor and, oh, that's new. Oh, I don't remember that. We have delta factor, we got delta frame time. So that might be what I'm talking about. We can also grab the FPS and the time. Just the actual application time. So there is delta time, there's delta factor. I don't know if it does the same thing or not. But it does exist. Okay, so let's just set this camera for this game. And kind of what I'm trying to imagine it in my head. I don't want to do it Diablo style, so I think I'll just do kind of what I've done in some of my other games. But it is going to be a fixed camera with I think a wider field of view is what I want to do. So we'll go in here, let's just make this like a 35 millimeter. That'll be good for now. Maybe I'll do a little bit closer. So I kind of want to do like close up, but a wide field of view. So it'll be maybe even a 25. Yeah. So super wide, but closer to the player. Whoa, we are through the floor right now. What's up with that? Get back up there. Okay, what do we got going on? Nothing new. We're still going. And if you guys get bored, just let me know and we'll change things up. But let's just Control J to my... Oh, wait. How do I want to do that? Maybe not. Because I want the character to move independently. So let's add in a new thing here. We're just going to add in a circle. There we go. And then let's take this circle and apply it to the vertex. So we'll just click on that and then control, oops, maybe not. And then control, what is happening here? And we'll do a We'll do a vertex. What's happening? Things are weird. I've broken it. Oh, I can't wait till I figure out the asset folder so I can make prefabs and drag them in. It keeps on crashing. I must be doing something wrong. I've done that before. In fact, I was thinking about making a prefab folder full of a bunch of already made assets, like just stuff you could drag in. Oh, it's a coin. It has a coin script on it. If you touch it, you get a coin, kind of deal. And I got it working. I don't know why I stopped doing it. I also did one with like, you could just drag in an FPS controller and then automatically use the FPS controller. So maybe I need to go back and do that. I don't know how it would work. I think I was working in 3.6.2 when I made that. The same time I was making that long tutorial series, the cartoon game thing. Let's see. I see. I didn't know it came with something similar to Delta Time. Since Range Engine, even Logic Bricks have Delta Time. Intrigued. Thanks for the information. Yeah. It is interesting. There's some things that you just kind of have to dig for. I don't think... I'm actually curious. Have they updated the documentation since this new update? I don't know if they have. It'd be interesting to see. I hope that the documentation gets updated. That way you can just look it up. That would be nice. This seems like it's broken at the moment. I need to figure out what's going on here. No. Okay, I guess that answers the question. Don't think so, yeah. I don't even think it would be worth me looking it up right now. And it's whatever. Like, we'll just have to deal with it. Okay. What is happening here and why? Oh, okay. Selection to offset. There we go. So now we got that. And then apparently, I guess that's one of the things. Can I do it like that? Okay, I think that's fine. Oh man, I'm having a hard time selecting stuff. There we go. Okay, now we can parent the camera to this circle. Not with a vertex, with an actual parent. Keep transform. Okay. Now I should be able to change the direction of my character. Oh, wait, it wouldn't even matter because I'd be changing the rig direction and not the... Oh. Well, that's kind of whack. I just did something that wasn't necessary. Because this would be if I was actually changing the full character. But since I'm using this movement style, I won't have to do that. That's fine. We'll just delete it. It's okay. We'll just parent this directly to the player since we don't need that. And because we're just going to be rotating the rig. Oops. Oh, interesting. Oh, does the wire not work in render view in this version? See, I'm learning some new stuff here. Apparently, I guess I will have to turn this onto invisible to actually play the game without it in the render view. It's an interesting new feature. Okay, so now let's do the movement directions. So I'll have to add in... How do I want to do that? I guess the most simple version and the easiest is just going to be to add in my empties. I should probably also, to keep things clean, just select everything and make a new collection, call it player, just so it doesn't get all messy. And then I can add in an empty, plain axis empty. And we'll put this like that. Like that. And we'll just rotate that 90 degrees. Very simple stuff, very easy to do. Then, since I'm going to be changing the rig, I can also just parent that directly to my character. Oops, these are offset. There we go. My player control is insane. So many rotates for the Arkham style camera control. Yeah. I'm going to try to keep it really simple because, like, I mean, I could try doing a full third-person character controller, but I feel like it's unnecessary for my project. But yeah. Oh, man. I'd love to see some more character controllers. I'm kind of in my own echo chamber when it comes to stuff like that at the moment. Man, this is kind of... I need to see some other people's projects. There we go. I think everything should be good now. Prefabs. Yeah. Eventually, I'm going to try doing it. Theoretically, you could do prefabs. I mean, as long as you keep it in a collection, then you could just append that collection into any project. And then you have a working prefab. So just make like, you could have a player collection with all your player assets in it and logic, and then just import it into a different game. Nice and easy. Okay, so now I need to do a couple of things here. This needs to be my forward direction, I'm pretty sure. Yep. So that's not the button I wanted to press. There we go. So I want to call this forward. There we go. Everything good? Yep, we good. This is going to be called left. And we'll just put a dir on there. And we'll do a right underscore dir. And then a backwards. There we go. So this should make things easy. All I'll have to do is add in my keyboards again. Actually, yeah. Should I just duplicate these? I want to try keeping it clean. I am kind of curious about those. Let's see. So I guess I'll just have to reuse these keys here. So we'll just duplicate them, bring them down. Then I need to make it so if I press a certain key, then I need to rotate to. There we go. This will allow us to have a little bit of control over how fast we can rotate. I want to set that to like 0.2. And the object I want to rotate is myself, and I need to get get world. I'm getting my game engines mixed up here. I need to get my get world position. Yep, that's what it's called. Then I need to get the position. Since this is the D key, we'll get the right direction. And we'll drop that right there. Front is going to be Y, positive Y, which is good. So theoretically, if I press play, we should be able to turn our character. Whoa! And it's broken. Do you have to dupe? You don't have to dupe. Like duplicate. Duplicate what? What would you be saying? What would I don't know. Expand. That's what I'm trying to say. What's going on here? Okay. The key down. Yeah, so I don't have to duplicate it, but I was doing it just to make it cleaner. Because what I hate is doing this. Here, I'll show you here. I hate just dragging like these wires around because it looks ugly. Like once you do this too many times, it gets really, really bad looking. So it's just for the sake of cleanliness. I don't know if it has it. Yeah, the spaghetti. I hate the spaghetti. It drives me nuts. If I can keep it in a linear line, that's what I like to do. Camera controls is the big thing I'm having the most trouble with at the moment. What kind of camera controls? What kind of camera controls are you having trouble with? And why is my... Oh, I forgot. I need to actually select my armature. That's why. Which is called player. Oh. What's going on? Wait. Oh, what? Very bizarre. Third person camera. Okay. Are you struggling with the collisions, or are you struggling with like how to actually make the mouse move the camera? because that would, if it's the collisions, then there's a couple of things you can do for it. Depends on what your system's looking like. Both. Okay, I do have a couple of videos, but I don't know if they describe it well enough. I mean, if you're doing a camera controller, you want to make sure, but mostly mouse. So what I like to do, and here we'll do a little example of this really quick. What I like to do is, like how you saw me earlier, add in the circle. So I'll put a circle here. Then I just want to make sure that this circle is independently rotating from the character. So I'm just going to unupdate raycast. Yeah, it's performance heavy though. It's like, it's probably not the best way to do it, but it is the easiest way to do it. So for example, for the mouse, now that I have it connected to this character, I could, for say, add in a mouse look. There we go. Then I'll add in a mouse, or I think it's just called a move. Mouse move. Oops. Mouse moved. They did rename that. I'll do that for each frame. So I want to move the mouse each frame. Then the body, which can just be the player, and the head, which is going to be the circle. Then I can take my camera and apply it or parent it to, not vertex, just a keep transform. So when the circle moves, the camera moves with it. Then we'll see, we'll cap the right and left. Let's see what this does for now. Oops, what's happening? Okay, nothing's happening, so we'll try. What is happening? Try it on the X. So that is parented properly. Well, I'm currently trying to make a third-person controller where the player moves relative on the camera view, but the camera is free view. You don't... Kind of like an MMO would. Like, didn't World of Warcraft do something similar? Or maybe not. Maybe it's more like Baldur's Gate. Like, I know Baldur's Gate 3 has a... it's like a third-person character controller. Kind of top-down, but also third-person. But you can also do a free camera. So is it something like that? Basically, it's like most action-adventure camera controls, like Zelda, when you're not targeting in it. Oh, so like the character's movement is separate from the camera movement. Okay. Yeah, which is kind of how I've done all of my third-person camera controllers. In fact, it might actually be easier to... Yeah. Let me just go into Logic Brick Editor really quick and just add in a mouse. Just turn this over to movement. Make that every frame. Let's just set the... Then we will do a mouse over here. Do a look. And then currently it should, there we go. It's inverted though, and I'm not a fan of that. Or is it? That's fine. Maybe it is fine. And then that's what I'm doing with the directions. So the directions should be independent as well. So let's get the directions working and see how it looks. Gonna be, I guess we'll just make a third-person character for now. You can look around the character with the camera, and the character will move away from the camera. You press W to, yeah, okay. So that's exactly what we're doing here. So let's just get the directions working, and it should look just like that. So it's kind of what I've done for all my projects, but we'll do it here just to show how it's done. I also need to figure out, okay, what's going on? What I'm probably going to do is just take these empties and also parent them to this circle. So it's on the vertex. Oh, there is something funky going on with my look, or my rotate too. Just to make sure, like if I just tap that, I am all sorts of bewildered right now. Let's just... get. There's some new stuff in here. I feel like I'm having to relearn this engine again. It should just be world position. Okay, it's not that. Okay, it's not that. Also not reacting to, it's just always going instead of what? Is it the mouse move? No, I don't think so, because the mouse move is independent from the character. Yeah. Wait a minute, let's see. So I'm not touching the mouse at all. But even when I'm not pressing the key that it's associated with, it's also rotating too. So there's something weird going on there. Oh, this isn't even connected. So I don't know what's going on. Let me just delete these really quick. Oh. Let me just delete those. So now it's not doing anything. It doesn't work well for some reason when I just change mine and it messed it up. Yeah, like I've done this so many times before, this exact process. I shouldn't be having any difficulties. I haven't used this version though, so it seems like I'm having to relearn this a little bit. Let me do this instead of in the logic nodes. I'm just going to do this with logic bricks and see if it works. And this is an experimental thing, so if there are bugs, then that could be, it's very possible. So let's just add in a edit object here. We'll add 4 of those. Just do it the old-fashioned way. Tried and true. Do that every frame. We'll have W, and we'll just name it W. A. We'll do that. S. I do it this way just because it's easier for my brain to remember. And D. WASD. Then I can just connect these in. I'm going to turn this into a track 2. And for W, we'll track forward. On the y-axis is fine. We'll do 6 on that. And then we will do this as well. And it's just kind of just redoing all this. And then we got WA, so we'll go left. Do 6 as well. S is going to be on the backwards direction. And we'll turn that to a track 2, make sure that's on 6 as well. I might have to set my rotation on my character, but we'll just do that as it comes to us. And then we'll track 2, last direction, that's the plane, not the empty. Right direction, do a 6. There we go. So let's see what happens if I press play here. Wow, what in the world? And I'm rotating. Oh, I did this on the wrong object. That's why. I did. Okay, that's amazing. Let me just do this. F3. We'll just copy this really quick. Copy logic bricks. Wow, that was dumb. Put it on the wrong object. Haven't done that in a long time. Let's just put that on here. Get rid of that mouse there. Okay, it's kind of working. Now I just need to click on my character here and set the rotation again. Oh. Why are you broken? Can I set the rotation on you too? There we go. I just had to set my armature rotation. So now, the obviously I think the directions are broken. That's cool. So I'm gonna have to do that on. I'm gonna have to change the directions, but also I have no diagonal direction, so I guess it's the audience. Everything's lost. We're all lost. So that's probably not the way to do it, but it does work. So we're getting closer. Let's just delete all that. Go back to logic notes, because I do want to do it this way because it'll give us automatic diagonal directions. We won't have to add more empties. So let's do a track 2 again. Let's see if we can actually make this work. Oh, it's called rotate. Sorry, rotate 2. Then maybe we'll just do it this way. We'll just do like it's ugly, but it'll work. Do something like that. Then we want to do this on our player. Oh my goodness. So that was my issue. And then we'll do a get world position. Slap that on there. Then we'll select our right direction. Do a factor of 0.2. Would be cool to have the head move with the mouse. Maybe later. Maybe we'll get to something like that. It's, man, so bizarre. Maybe it's just because it's still reacting. It's acting. I don't know. Why is it working? It's treating. Guys, I'm flummoxed. Let's try that. Yeah, why is it break? And why is it tracking even though... So does it always do it now? Or is it because it's on... Okay, so I put it on the G key, and no matter where I go, it's always going to be following it. Yeah, it's always following it properly. It's weird because it acts strangely when the D key, when it's on the direction keys. So is it because of this? What is happening? Align axis to vector instead of rotate. Maybe... Well, the reason I'm doing it this way is because I want to rotate smoothly. Because I could do a align axis to vector, but it would snap. The character would snap to the spot. Maybe I could interpolate it, but I want to try doing this as easy as possible. Or do you think something with the mouse look? No, I don't think it's the mouse look. Do I even still have... Yeah. I don't think that's the issue. This is so weird. Let's try... Rotate to object. Oh. Yeah, so I want to rotate... The object I want to rotate is my player to the direction. Getting the right direction. Does it? I don't remember that. I haven't used it in a while, so maybe it's changed? Oh my goodness, I can't align axis to vector. It does have a factor, but does it automatically position global? No, so world position, it's changed. The names have changed, because it would be a global position in the other version, I think, but the name has changed. I wonder if I do local position. Oh, well. So bizarre. What in the world? Is it because of... Let me disable this really quick. I'm kind of curious to see if it's that. It is. It works now. So it's my keyboard active. So Why though? Why does it break when I have the keyboard active attached? That is... Yeah, it works. Is it like because of this? Is it because of my math? Is that why it's breaking? Ugh. That just perturbs me. Let's try the access to vec. Let's do this really quick. And we want to change my player's access. Well, I need to make sure this is the right direction. That's bizarre. Well, it kind of works, but I don't think that's what we want. Maybe if I do a different axis? Well, not quite. This is kind of what we want. But for some, watch this. Now it'll break. Yep, now it's broken. So let me turn that off of local really quick. Nope, still broken. If I do this as a, like, I know you're not supposed to on update, but let's try just adding an on update, connecting it in. It works now. So it's the keyboard active that's broken. I don't know why it's broken. We'll keep keyboard active there for later, but I got to figure out why that breaks it. So theoretically, I should be able to duplicate this, move it down, and then select a different direction. So we'll do the A key this time. Do left direction. So now we can change our character's direction. Oh yeah, and still have a little bit of control. I also got to make sure the movement stays. So this only works. So okay, so this is only going to work on a static camera, not a moving camera. So if I want to do it on a moving camera, I'm going to have to set the player rotation and not just the armature, because I'm going to actually, and then I'll have to delete a lot of this. I guess a list with all the key inputs instead of an on update would work. Oh, yeah, maybe. Could I do like a list? Gate list, okay. Yeah, that might work better. Let's try, yeah, let's just throw that in there. That way we don't have to update it every frame, because that seems a little redonkulous. And we want this to be an OR. Then let's connect these in here, just for a test here. Oh, it still breaks. Look at that. So it has something, I don't know why that it does it. That's bizarre. Yeah, so for some reason the key, when it's directly put into the walk node, you have the same key connected twice in the gate. It didn't matter. It was still, yeah, I accidentally did that. It doesn't matter though, it's still busted. Yeah, see, I'm just holding down hands free, but yeah, the directions get all messed up. It doesn't work. So I wonder if that had, let me change this from a walk to just a, what's that other node called? Transformation, apply movement. Let's do that. We'll delete that. Let's try the apply movement and see if it works. Oops, what happened? Oh, I gotta actually select my object here. Player hit box. Can you try with something else than a walk? Yeah, so I'm gonna try this apply movement really quick just to see. Yeah. That works. So it is the walk node's busted. That's what it is. That's unfortunate. So much for using the character controller. I mean, I guess we'll have to... Well, it doesn't really matter, though. The movement should be fine. I am blind, or does UPBGE not have a pause game node? No. So, basically, there is no way to, like, pause... Yeah. What's your physics type? Was it set to character? Yeah, it is set to character. I do it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do it because it works for me most of the time. This is the first time it's not worked. So yeah, character. I guess I can set that to dynamic now. Yeah, that's fine. My speed is different. Must be a different vector. 0.1. Yeah. Oh, man, that was weird. So, yep, apply movements where we'll need. I need to figure out, because something wrong with using dynamic is if I just do this and apply movement, like, I guess I could do a little example. Let me just add a cube here to run into. And then I will have another one for reference just to make it easier to see. So if I press play and I run into this cube, you can see that it like pushes me away. Especially if I like gain a little bit of speed and then run into it. There's like a little bit of a pixel and you'll get like bounced off of stuff. Yeah, like that. It's really annoying. So there's a way to do it. And I need to probably set the linear velocity of the character instead of using this apply movement. Because I think that's what happens is it's the velocity. So I might need help with that. But that's also why I use the character node, because you don't have to worry about the physics. It's supposed to just work, and you can use these too, I guess. But if I do this, let me just get local linear velocity, set local linear velocity. So if I did this, how would I actually make it work with the apply mode? Do I literally just need to set it? Or do I need to make a value that I can adjust? I don't know why it confuses me. I don't like it. With this being the case, though, I'm going to delete that and just add my keyboard active again, because it should work. Just to make sure. Yeah, it's fine now. So do I need to delete this apply movement and then do, like, I guess we could do this, for example. Nope. I guess that's just setting. I don't know how to... Transformation. Apply impulse. Apply... Could I do that? Yeah, I have no idea. Have you looked at the game Yo Frankie game? Yeah, it's old. That game was like 2009. I remember being a little kid and playing it. That was like one of my inspirations. Hey dude, this might not be the best place to ask, but I was wondering to do a save system in Armory. I know you were working on a game in Armory. Probably the same way. You're just gonna have to... Thinking about the saving of a game, you're just saving variables. So say you want to save a game. Think about what you need to save. You want to save the player location. You want to save like item values, so like quantities and stuff like that. It's pretty basic. For example, you want to save the XYZ position of the character. So you'll write that to a file, and then you will, when the game starts, you'll take that value and just automatically apply it to the character or to your character on start, and then you'll have a save position. We're using the set world or the set local linear velocity. Oh, I don't, let me see. Set, that's not where I need to be. Set local linear velocity. Is this what I need to do? I think you need the local. Okay. Can I just plug that directly into my same system that I have, or am I going to have to build something different for it? And we'll do on keyboard active, and we'll select the player. Oh, thanks, man. I could find a real information HUD. Yeah, so I got the idea from when I was using Unity. I was looking up some like save game stuff, and that's where I found it. So I just applied it to UPBGE. I also, yeah, it's kind of I don't know. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of it online, especially about Armory. I don't know if there's any save. There might be a save system on it. I don't know. I am still confused about this. Usually I just plus, like you could apply movement and it works. Usually you just plus it. What does that mean? Oh, wait a minute. Is my character type the right? It works for dynamic, correct? Or does it need to be rigid body? Oh, that didn't make a difference. I get all of my UPBGE tutorials from Unity and translate. Yeah, that's what I do. I find something cool in like Unity and then I just translate it to UPBGE. And no worries. Usually you just need to set it up like you would apply movement and it works. Yeah, and I thought this would work, but it's not doing the thing. Are my speeds just too low? Oh, okay, yeah. With linear velocity, you just need bigger numbers, it looks like. Let me turn this back to dynamic. So it should, yeah, we're moving real slow. Let's see if I go, let's say like 5. Okay, and now I need to, I have inertia now. Yeah, so I'm going to have to up my friction, it looks like. So let's turn that up to 1 and 0.1 on that. Yeah, bigger numbers. And now I just need to adjust the... Oh, you know what's cool about that? I could apply the animation to the speed now. So I could actually get the linear velocity number and then just apply apply it to the action. And then I could also use that same value to determine the speed of the player. So like your animation would slow down. It would sync the speed to the animation, which I think could be a cool thing to do. We might try doing that. I do need to fix my inertia though. How could I do that? Also, yeah, you know what? I think we're gonna, for this right now, I'm actually gonna disable because this is gonna be a top-down game. So I'm just gonna disable this for now. Just to make my editing of this a little bit easier. There we go. So now I need to do my other keys. Okay. So let's do that. Put this in here. That'll replace that. This also should make it so I don't bounce off of stuff. So if I run into this, yep. Hey, that works pretty good. We can delete the apply movement now. On key release, set the linear velocity to 0 if you don't like the inertia, maybe. Yeah, I guess that could be the way to do it. Could I just duplicate these, I guess? And then put this into a gate. Gate list. We'll say or if this. If any of these. Then we'll just duplicate this. We'll just set that to up. And we'll see it, and then set this to 0. Maybe that's not how you do it. Oh, I think you've been trying to figure out how to do that with a joystick value to transition a run to walk based on how far the stick is moved. Yeah, so you could do the same thing. All you have to do is get so that stick value is going to be a float, and it's going to be 0 to 1. So you would probably just multiply that float value and then apply that to a property, and then tie that property to the animation speed value. And that would be an easy way to do that. Then you could be like GTA and have that alternating character speed. This did not work. So probably not doing it right. I think for now, because maybe I won't mind the inertia a little bit. Maybe it'll be part of the game. We'll be fancy about it. All I have to do is turn the friction up. Ooh, 34 is a little bit high, I think. Set that to like 10. Oh yeah. All I have to do is set the friction and it's fine. This will also mean if I have a speed boost, it'll also allow me to have a little bit of a slide. Maybe I could do if the key's released, but the character is still moving. So if it, hi, welcome to the stream. So if you're like, if your character's sliding, but it's not detecting a key input on the WASD, then the character will go into a slide animation. Set it to, oh, that's right. I need to set it to 0. Okay, yeah, I now know, I know how to do it now. Oh, I checked the template it's using on an update for setting the linear velocity, using the keys and the vector math to determine the speed. So when you are not pressing a key, it's automatically set to 0. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think I'm going to keep the inertia, though, because I want to add it to the game. I have an idea for it now. And I shall implement it. Maybe I can change this friction value. I don't know. Can you? Maybe not. I wonder if there's a maybe linear world. Maybe not. It'd be cool to set the friction though, and change that. Perhaps there's a way to do it. Okay, let's start doing this. I'm gonna do the W and S keys for my directions. I'm just going to delete or duplicate both of these. And set, okay, S or W and S. I want this to be, and the vector math lerp somewhere to make it smooth stop start. Okay. I guess that would give you a lot more control for sure. Vector math lerp somewhere to make smooth. Yeah. So like if you release the key, then it would lerp into... There's a few ways you could do that. It would add, yeah, it would add a lot more control. Hey, look at that. I also have my diagonal directions now. So I also want to make the speed just a little bit faster than this, so I'm going to set that to 6. There we go. And I'll probably change the values a little bit. I don't, so if I run into an object, it doesn't look like I can slide at all on it. So I'm going to have to figure that out. I just stop 100% until I am facing the other direction. That could get pretty annoying. No slidey. I also know that there's a way to make your character align towards the current linear velocity with just one node, more or less. That would be cool. So like you can just get the direction and then set the character's rotation depending on the direction. If I'm getting that right. But I do need to figure this out. Like there's literally, see, I'm stuck on the corner there. I'm keep pressing the keys down. So I need to figure that. Ugh. It's just hard stop. So, okay. Now that we have the directions going, I guess I could probably do some animation. Get this character looking a little bit better. Make sure all these are actually in the player collection. And then I'm going to hide these. I think they should still work, right? Nope. Maybe align axis to vector? For what? Would that... We might. I think I'm going to keep it currently as it is, though. I think this is going to work. Oh, the friction might be too hot. I think that might be it. Let me turn the friction back down to 1 and see if it's literally the friction's just too high. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, so I guess we will do it the other way. So let's just add in a set linear velocity. Oops, there we go. The more you know. Yeah. Oh, come on, get in the frame. Just... There we go. So I need to set the value to 0 on my character. How am I going to do this? Okay, or I need a gate. So I need to grab all these keys. I need a gate list. Like that. How much time do I have? I think I got a few more minutes here. I'm hoping I can get this done before I need to leave. Connect that there. Oh my goodness, everything is all piled up on each other. What's going on here? Move that up. So messy. And the results from these need to go in here. There we go. Oops. So setting it to 0, like, theoretically that should just work, but it's not. How do I set local linear velocity? Nope, still sliding. Oh, dang it. Okay, that's not gonna... Okay. Move these up. I'm losing it, man. Guys, I'm losing it. Up. Or does it need to be on... Oh, you said... Oh, I need to, like, reread this. Set the 0 if you don't want it. It's using on update for the setting the linear... Oh, okay, so maybe I need to do... like this. So it's always going to set the linear velocity to 0. Oops. I need to set that all to 0. Okay. That works. Figured it out. Okay. I think this camera angle is a little bit too steep. Let's make this move down a little bit. Oops. There we go. That's a little better. Let's delete these cubes now. Maybe I'll make this plane a little bit easier to look at by making it a duller color. There we go. So now, let's get on some animation here. Let's make this character actually walk around. I'm very curious if I can actually make those things happen. So for these, I'm actually going to make a new collection inside of this. And put all of these just to get them out of the way. So let's do M, and then make a new collection, call it DIRs for directions. Then I'm going to just pop that in the player collection. There we go. So now I should just be able to hide that collection for now. Makes it a little bit easier to organize stuff. And then we'll go into the animation tab. There we go. Go back into here. I do not need this second window. Whoops. There we go. So now, getting into the animations, let's go into the dope sheet. I got all those cube animations. Let me just clean up. Should just be able to purge those. Yep, there we go. We don't need them in our file for this. So let's just do maybe a quick idle animation. So since we don't have too many bones, it should be pretty easy. So I'm just going to add those keyframes. And I think the idle animation will be 120 frames long. Pretty standard for me. And we'll make our animation frames 60 frames a second. And then we'll end it at 120 over here. And then at frame 60, guys, my legs have fallen asleep. My feet are all tingly. I've been sitting for too long. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Okay. So frame 60. Oh, maybe I want to actually make a pose. So we'll go like that. Let's have one leg kicked out. This leg will be in the center. And then we will just kind of put our pressure on this left foot here. And we'll have these arms kicked out a little bit. And that should be good. Then I will just add my keyframe, duplicate that one, put it on my last keyframe over here. There we go. Frame 60, we'll have him just shift his weight. And perhaps we'll have him go down just a little bit. There we go, kind of a breathing animation. Leaning back now, so we will do that. And then the arms are looking a little stiff, so we'll move these in. Just for a breath. Probably not going to be the best animation since I'm trying to do it in super small amount of time. So moving this way, maybe we'll add in a frame 24. Oh wait, 30 frames. I'm trying to do half of 60. And then we'll have the character kind of lift up a little bit. And then do the same thing over here. Okay, hopefully it's not too busy. Yeah, it might be a little bit too busy. Oh man, how do you animate and make things look good? Okay, let's delete these. Don't want it to be too busy. And I might even change my center one a little bit here. So let's see how it looks from the top view. So it actually just goes back to the center. So maybe I'll have him sway just a little bit like that. Ah, it's too much. I don't like it. Let's just do a kind of bob. So I'll just have him move back slightly. Something like that. There we go. Then we'll have this arm. We'll just have the arms go out a little bit. There we go. Nice and easy. Legs are doing a little bit too much. I think we'll... Nah, don't like it. Let's move the feet forward a little bit, I think. Kind of line them up. Do something like right about there. Nice sliding now. This is a tough one to rig. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. Should be fine from up above. Yeah. Looks all right. Now let's add in our, we'll call this player underscore idle. There we go. Then let's add a new one. We'll do player underscore walk. And this one is going to be a lot smaller, so we'll just grab the frames we don't want anymore. Delete those. This will be 60 frame animation. And then we'll just grab the first foot and move it out. There we go. Might need to move my... Yeah, there we go. Then I'll take the back foot and we'll move it just slightly back. If I can grab the right directions. There we go. Sweet. Then I need this arm to go like this. I'll add a little bit of tilt to it. This arm will go forward. That's a little bit too much. It's just a simple walk animation, so we don't want it to be too crazy. Maybe a little bit of swagger. And I want, yeah. There we go. Then we'll go to frame 60, grab that same keyframe, move it over there, go to frame 30. And how about we just put our marker here so we know where the foot is. Then we can move this one back. Kind of line it up close to where the other one was. Put that one there. Do the same thing for the arms. Kind of just rotate this one out. I think the arms are a little bit far away. There we go. That looks a little bit bizarre. Let's move his body forward a little bit. Head tilt up. There we go. That way he's not leaning back while he's walking. Do the same thing here. And how about we'll do something like that. Now his foot needs to come up, so at frame 15, we got our left foot here. So we'll grab that. Oh, I also need to move his body a little bit. So that one will move up. And we will move let the character kind of step a little bit. There we go. And then frame 45, we'll do the same thing. Need to flatten his feet just a little bit, but we'll do that. Take the body, move it up just slightly. There we go. So now if I put this to 60 frames, now we can look at him like that. Hey, that's not bad. Looks like this arm needs to be changed just slightly, so right here. There we go. And then I also need to change his stance. So he's putting pressure on the right foot. So when we go to the left foot, we need to put pressure on that foot. There we go. Oh, it's a little bit dramatic. Let's make sure we're not too dramatic about it. And then this one needs to be a little bit more. And then we'll grab this one and duplicate it. Oh, he's got a little bit. What I might do is bring this down just slightly. And then do it here as well. Oops. So he's up. Oh, and then he should be down. It might still be a little bit too dramatic, but he's off center too, so I think I need to move him. Gonna center him here. There we go. I don't like it. Let me just get rid of these keyframes here. There we go. And we'll kind of keep them centered. I wonder if UPBGE implemented the animated mesh. You mean like, what am I trying to say? Like the vertex? What's it called? Shape keys. Like shape keys? Is that what you mean? Doom 3. I need this to be... I want a little bit of character to the walk. There we go. Let's try... Oops. Come on. Move this over just slightly. Keep it inside of the character hitbox. And then the left foot should probably move out just slightly. There we go. Maybe that one will stay where it is. There we go. I think the body needs to move just... Oh, maybe it's okay. We'll see how it goes. Doom 3 used the animate mesh instead of the bones. Yeah, so shape keys. You can do that with shape keys, where you literally just animate the vertexes and the vertices using those. So yeah, it'd be possible. What am I trying to do here? So go frame 30. And then frame 15. Yeah. There we go. Frame 45, do the same thing. Okay, I like that a little bit better. Adds a little bit more motion to him. Probably even do a little bit of a side sway, but I think we'll leave it like this for now. Should be okay. That foot might be a little bit far off. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think we'll keep that. We'll add that animation now. And I think all I'm going to have to do is perhaps, let's see. Let's get the linear velocity. I'm going to try this out. So let's do a play animation. And then we have the speed value here. And then I want to get linear, we'll get the local linear velocity. Now, if I print this, I'm just going to print this value, and then we'll open it up in the console. Then I want to get our player object, so I can actually just do that. Curious. I'm going to have to put this off screen so I can actually look at it while I'm moving. Oops. That broke. Well, that's exciting. I hope I saved. That is unfortunate. Well, that is the thing. Is it gonna work? Okay. Yeah, let's kill it. Well, that's a thing. Okay, let's let's hope that I didn't lose too much progress here. Autosave is your friend. Yeah. You can see in the console every time you save, and I have like 10 every time I do something, I press Control S. Good thing you have recall. Yeah. Let's see where I last saved. Oop, it's loading slow. And it's already not responding. This is my favorite part about UPBGE. It might just be toast too. This save file might be toast. Oh, nope, we're good. Okay, so we're not going to print that value out. Let's first get a vector. I want a 3D vector. Nope, I need a... How do I separate that? Or maybe it is just a separate XYZ. There we go. Then I want the X and Y axis information. Would it work better under Linux? Just crashed myself. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a Linux user. I have no idea how it would work in Linux. It's never been my thing. Okay, let me just grab that print node again. So instead of printing out the vector, we'll just print out... I've heard it's more stable on Linux. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder why that is. I mean, my own experience, like everything... I had a meme in my head about different OS users. So there's like the Mac guy, and the picture is just a guy in jail on Mac, you know, and it's like, well, at least I'm safe, you know, protection. Safe in jail, can't do much. And then there's the Windows user who's like, I am free, and it's just like a guy just free, but you know, everything bad that comes with being free. And then there's the Linux guy, and it's just, you know, PowerShell. Maximum security. At least you can make your own stuff. You can install Linux in Windows using WSL. You know, maybe someday, but I don't know if I have the energy to do that. I know a lot of people swear by Linux, but it's just too much for me. I don't have a use case for it. Understand game making, Armor 3D, or... Oh, wait. For understand game making to use Armory 3D or UPBGE, please help. I don't know. I can't really... That's a tough one. It just depends. There's so many things to think about with that. Oh. Here, 1 second. Let me... Toggle system console. I want to see if my numbers are changing. So I should be getting my player's linear velocity on the y-axis, and I'm not. It is just 0. What do you think? I think that you should try both of them. See which one works for you. If UPBGE is easier to get into because they're like, you don't have to wait for compile. You just press P and it plays the game. You can test anything out. You can use logic nodes. It's a lot easier. I I'd say the barrier to entry for learning on UPBGE is going to be easier for you. I can't really say because both of them come with their own trials and tribulations. So it's personal preference all the way. If you're going to be making mobile games, I'd go with Armory. If you're going to be making web games, you're going to be using Armory. The better you are in Blender, the better you are in UPBGE. Very true. If you don't know how to use Blender, go learn Blender before you use UPBGE. Is my name back and forth? Okay. Okay, I need to figure out why I'm not getting a value. Still 0. So why is this not working? So it's not printing a value. Maybe if, should I? Wow. Please. No. Okay. Now I lost my train of thought. Math. That's what I'm trying to add. So I need to add my math node. Let's see if I add this and then normalize it. If it gives me, well, so it should, no, that wouldn't be it either. Oh my goodness, my brain is toast right now. What is happening? Let me move this over here. There we go. I don't need to see my face. I just need to see chat. Get local linear velocity. Is that going to be different? No. So how do I actually get the linear velocity value? Because it doesn't seem to be, I don't seem to be, have some coffee. I need to go make some. I got my cup right here. Yeah. Do you make RPG? No, I do not make RPG. I mean, I have in the, you can make anything. I make games. It's game dev. He needs cocaine, not coffee. Yeah. That's what I need. I just need to be amped. Just amped all the time. I need something stronger. Okay. How am I gonna get this? Oh my goodness, what is... Okay, what if I just... Do those not have inputs anymore? I thought the vector... they got rid of... Is it a combine? Oh, it's a combine XYZ now. Interesting. More nodes. And then put that in there? What's that going to give me? Still no information. It's just 0. What? Why does it not just give me a value? That's frustrating. I want the straight on value, the straight up value. What if I make a property? So if I go to my player, also wait, what if I literally just select player hitbox? Oh, so I actually need to select the real player hitbox. So now it's giving me a value. Here you go. So this is the world coordinate value. I need to convert this from this horrible looking thing into a 1 and 0 number. So I need to actually use a math node. Vector math. And then we could either multiply it, but I think we should normalize it first. But I don't, I can't. I guess, would that be, what's the equation? I've not played Space Engineers, no. That's an old game. I remember that from when I was little. Is there not? I guess there isn't a normalize. I guess I could do floor or ceiling. Would that do something similar? I keep losing my console. Where'd it go? Oh, I'm getting 1. But that's just going to change the number directly to 1, which is not what I want. I want an... So I need... What? Oh, you know what I could probably... Maybe I could do that. Maybe if I get a... Oh, I need that math node, actually. I just don't need it right now. What if I got this and then do a... combine? Or... Yeah, if I... combine the X and Y. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to do that. I need these separated. So vector math node, theoretically, or maybe I could do a combine and then just grab each one. So I'll combine this and I just want the X and then I'll duplicate that and then combine Y. So I'm just getting the Y vectors. I think that's going to be a little bit better. Then what I can do is I got this vector math node. I'm going to normalize this vector, wherever that is, right there. And then I want to normalize both of those. This is ridiculous, but we're going to see what happens. I am not a man of simplicity. I am a man of many vectors. Then I'm going to post this value into the print, and it's just going to give me... it is giving me a variant between 0 and 1. Awesome. And I think it's even giving me a -1. So that's interesting. But now I can actually put this result. I'm going to separate it again. And then this should give me, I need it on the y-axis. Yes, it gives me a float value now. As you can see, it gives me the 0. Oops, did my game break? There we go. So you can see we're getting different values now. Question is, can I actually utilize these values? So let me separate this one up here as well and separate the X. I don't under why the all caps? Your caps lock is on. Loxaevion 2024. What am I being what am I being time stamped for? Okay, so let's put, or maybe I can combine them. It doesn't really matter what direction as long as I get the speed. So maybe I could just combine these into one and then have this result into a multiply and then the result into my speed. It's kind of a ridiculous thing to do, but what's that even gonna say? This is a ridiculous string. Oh my goodness. Let's print that again. Oh yeah, that actually does the thing. Though I don't think it's what I want it to do, but it is doing something. So let me just put that into the speed. We're gonna, or maybe we'll make it work first and then we'll do that. Look at this, this is ridiculous. So what I want to do, what I want to do is have the player, so we're gonna have to evaluate something. We'll evaluate an object property. Let's give this character a property like I was gonna do earlier. Call it speed. Speed. There we go. Leave that as a float. And I'm going to evaluate my property of... Wait, what is this? That's why it wasn't working. The script is applied to the armature, not the player. I don't know why I did that. That's dumb. Well, it's fine. We'll do it that way. If true, if this is greater than 0, then we'll play the walk animation. So that way we can tie the... what Blender is this based on? It is based on Blender 4.3. Oh wait, no, I lied to you. Yep, no, it is 4.3. Right in the bottom corner here. Yep, 4.3 alpha. Okay, so I want the player, and I want my walk animation. This animation is 60 frames long. Layer of 0 is fine. Well, yeah, we'll keep that layer. That's fine. We want this to be loop stop. That's not loop stop. That's loop stop. Intensity is new. I wonder what that does. And then blend in. We don't have another animation at the moment, but we'll set it to like 2, I guess. So if I press play, nothing's happening because I actually need to set my property, set object property, and connect the result into the float and select the player hitbox. The property is going to be speed. I want this to happen on update. There we go. Connect that in there. Oh. It works when 2 of my keys are pressed. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, I need 2 keys pressed at the same time to make it work. So this probably is not the way to go. Let's get rid of that multiply and just plug it directly into the y-axis. Okay, so when it's positive on the y-axis, it works. So what if I make this not equal to 0? There we go. So any value on that axis, whether it's negative or positive, will make that work. So then I could probably also do that. I also need to do combine XYZ. Oops. I need to do math. Connect that in there. Okay, there we go. Then when I'm not moving, it stops the animation. So now what I need to do, it's probably going to be ridiculous. I plug it into the speed right now. Yeah, nothing's happening. Then if I take this and let's see if I multiply that by like 100. Do I break things? Yep. Yep, I'm gonna have to figure out some other method for that. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. This is like, I think, a little bit too much to make it work, but it does work. Oop. But it does. Oh, it must set it to. Oh, interesting. Certain directions must be 0. This may not be the play, guys. This might not be the play. that might be a little bit ridiculous. Let's try something. Speed is equal to 0. I'm just gonna get. Let's try. I'm gonna start from scratch here. We're gonna get the local linear velocity, and then we'll just. Why the screen? Because I don't have it in render view. And that's just the color of the background. Yeah, I'm just not in the right render view. Some nice templates about that kind of stuff that you could watch. Yeah, I should probably. Or check out, yeah. I need to check some stuff out. I like brute forcing my way through it. I mean, I don't know if it's any good for content, but I just like trying stuff. This is how I learn. It's just doing it over and over. But I do need to figure out how to isolate the linear velocity value, because it looks like it's just giving me a positive or negative on the vector axis, and not the actual speed of the character. Velocity. Yeah. So perhaps get this player's linear velocity again. Player hitbox. Make sure that I am not late. Yep, we're good for a little bit longer. Okay, events. I'm also trying to get used to these new nodes. These nodes are a little bit, the names have changed, so I'm trying to... temple to the start, I make... The English is a little bit off. I'm having a hard time reading. Okay, so let's get this again, and then just put this directly. In fact, let me just grab the debug properties really quick, and then we'll set object property. Oops. Set object property. There we go. And I'm just going to set the y-axis. Oops, the y-axis on the float. We'll grab the player hitbox, grab that speed property, and let's just do this on update like we were before. I'm curious to see what value we get out of it. So if I press play, we're not getting a value currently. Interesting enough, though, the animation still works on the on the y-axis, but oh man, a little bit of a lift there. But I'm not seeing it. Oh, I need to actually go to my property and turn it on. There we go. Oh, okay, so we're getting 6 and -6. So it's just a static property value. Oh, that's right. We don't have any friction, or we basically are turning off the friction. Let me turn this off really quick and see if we get a different value. Yeah. So that's what I was trying to see. It's because we were setting the... That's cool. Okay. So, can I take that negative value, though, and still convert it into a positive value? So if I took... Maybe I could do a math node on that. And then... How would I... But without destroying the other one. So I don't want to just flip them. Six and -6. Oh, still getting a negative value. Can multiply it by 2. I'm just going to get 12 on the plus and negative. Could I do a ceiling? No, that's not doing anything. I need help with math, guys. There we go. Try not to promote in the chat, please. I'd rather not. It's a little obnoxious. Alrighty. Well, I guess I probably shouldn't say don't, because nobody actually follows rules, right? If you say don't, then people do. Does it use physics? You mean like the velocity? Because yeah, it does use the bullet physics. what I'm trying to do is just so, for example, you see that we get a positive and negative value. I don't really mind that value at all. I just would like it so I could convert the negative value that I get into a positive so that I could use it for, I mean, does your character actually walk on 2 feet? Yes. Oh, you mean like, I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah, like it's, character has physics. So what if I... Oh, maybe I should do the math on the vector side first. Let's do a vector math node here. And we'll normalize it so I can just have a 1 and 0. If I take that, it's actually going to be... Ooh, maybe not. I guess that normalize is going to be... Oh, maybe multiply. Well, if I multiply by 0, it'll be 0, so I need to multiply that by... Oh, I'm just trying to make the speed value that I have, I'm just trying to make it a 1. So it'll go from 1 and then like 0.9, 0.8, all the way down to 0. That way I can adjust my speed variable here. I guess I could just multiply it there. I guess that'd be fine too. Because it doesn't really matter. The speed variable itself is just between 1 and 0. So I guess what I could do is just add a math node. Oops. And do 0.1. There we go. Oh, yeah, I'm adding. Whoops. I need that on multiply. Okay, that's how okay, it works now. So it's 0.6 because I guess it's just, you know, a tenth of what it is of the original number. So could I... Yeah, that's fine. So could I actually do that? And then let's add an add here. And then just add like... So it's 0.6, so we'll add 0.4 to it. Oh. That's not how math works. Yes, the logic automatically converts into code when you compile it. Okay, so let's see if it's not quite right. It's going to be 0.6. In fact, I could probably just do this, multiply it by 0.2. And it's going to give us 1.2, which is going to be fine. We'll do 1.2. It'll be a little bit fast, but it'll be okay. So now what I'm going to do is I have this into the speed value. If I take the result from here and put it directly into the speed, will it actually... Oops, no. Let's get objects property like this, then put that property into the speed variable. I think this will be a little bit better. That way it's not direct. Then we'll grab the player hitbox, the speed, and then let's press play. Huh. Nope, still breaking. Circle has no verse. Oh, I got a material on something that's not right. Still not working. Oh, I just can't hold it down. Wait a minute. It like worked for a second. That's so bizarre. I think it is kind of working though. Okay, I think we'll keep it like that. That'll be fine. And then also, I need to do the same thing. I need to duplicate this, where I just need to duplicate these two nodes. And then put it on the x-axis as well. Oh, that's weird. Why are you broken now? So much to do. This might just be a little bit too complicated for what we're trying to do. It might just not be worth it. But we can still have it tied to this. I'll have to I'll probably on my own time. I'll see if I can't make a system that works with the speed value here. I know you can change it. So eventually we'll get that. And then, so I also have this speed variable here. What if I convert this? Could I do this and then connect these together? Okay, yeah, that works. Oh, why did we get a 0 on that diagonal? Interesting. But a multiply. Oh, and then it's 0 on the others. Okay, well, maybe it's not worth it. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to actually convert that into a solid number. And then put it into this result. I'm actually curious, if I put that in there, can I grab that property still? No, it's a vector. So how do I, how can I separate the XYZ and get that just, I need to combine this, but I can't do it with a math node. No, it's not that. Probably not going to work either. Nope. I guess I should have paid attention in class. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, I mean, it works, but on the diagonals, it has the 0. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Oops. Oh, okay. Maybe. Oh, I'm gonna crash it again. Okay, yeah, I think we're focusing on this for way too long. The Sword of Symphony dev, a game made in UPBGE that looks very promising. Just posted an update. I thought this project was dead. I haven't heard about that. Like, I think the last time I heard was like 0.3 UPBGE. So I'd be interested to see what kind of updates were made on it. Was it posted on their YouTube channel? Sword of Symphony. 2 hours ago. Message from the creator. Video on YouTube, yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize 3 years ago there was an IGN video on this game from this dev. That's cool that IGN covered that. Or they had a trailer. Oh, and that's it. I'm sorry, but I gotta go. I gotta take off here, guys. I think when I come back, so I'm gonna be streaming again tonight, when I get back, for probably about an hour or two. So I will be back in a few hours. Thank you all so much for watching. I gotta take this phone call, and I will be seeing you later. We will check out, see ya. We're gonna check out that video though. I think I wanna watch that with you guys, see what's going on with that update. Thank you all so much. I will see you in the next stream.